Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are exploring something maybe a little mystical for some of you,
Yeah.
um, using crystals to tap into something called divine feminine energy
Oh,
for empowerment.
yeah.
We're looking at this article
Okay.
called Seven Crystals for Female Empowerment, Harnessing the Divine Feminine Energy.
Oh,
But
okay.
before we get too far, I do want to say that this article is very clear
Okay.
that crystals are not a replacement for medical or mental health treatment.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
Yeah, always talk to your doctor or therapist.
Absolutely. While crystals can be a nice complement to a holistic approach to well-being,
Right.
they should never be seen as a substitute for actual evidence-based medicine.
Exactly. So now this idea of divine feminine energy
Okay,
is
yeah.
an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's often described as this powerful force within women,
Right.
associated with qualities like intuition, creativity, and nurturing energy.
Okay.
And our article suggests that crystals can help connect with and amplify this energy. So what do you make of that concept?
Well, the concept of the divine feminine has a really rich history appearing in a lot of different spiritual traditions
Hmm.
and often represents qualities that have sometimes been undervalued,
Oh,
especially in Western societies.
absolutely.
It's interesting to see how this concept is being connected to crystals for personal empowerment.
Yeah, I find that connection fascinating too. It's
Yeah.
like these crystals are acting as a bridge to something
Mm-hmm.
deeper within ourselves.
I like that.
So the article highlights 7 specific crystals
Oh, wow.
for this purpose. Let's start with rose quartz, which is known as the stone of love and compassion.
Okay.
I've heard it can soothe the heart and help release negative emotions
Mm-hmm.
like anger and resentment. Is that something you've come across as well?
Yes, rose quartz is often associated with the heart chakra,
Okay.
which is an energy center that many believe governs love, compassion, and emotional well-being. It's thought to promote feelings of self-love and acceptance,
Yeah.
and some people even believe it can have physical benefits for the heart and skin.
That's pretty amazing. I've even heard that some people think it can reduce wrinkles
Really?
and promote a youthful complexion.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about the science behind that,
Right.
but it definitely adds to the mystique of this beautiful pink crystal.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about is if someone is looking to cultivate more self-love and acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
would rose quartz be a good crystal to start with?
It certainly could be. The intention behind using a crystal is considered very important.
Right.
If you're drawn to rose quartz and its properties resonate with your desire for more self-love,
Okay.
then yeah, it might be a good one to explore.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not just about the crystal itself, but about what it represents
Hmm.
and how it connects with your own personal goals.
I agree.
Now let's move on to a crystal that seems a bit more mystical. Moonstone. It's said to be all about intuition and creativity, helping to balance emotions and promote emotional healing.
Interesting.
Have you ever encountered anyone using moonstone in their personal practice?
Absolutely. Moonstone is often connected to the lunar cycles
Hmm.
and is believed by many to have calming and balancing properties.
Uh-huh.
There's also a belief that it can help regulate hormonal cycles.
Yeah.
While scientific evidence for those claims is lacking,
Right.
a lot of people find comfort and a sense of connection to their bodies
Okay.
through rituals involving crystals and moon cycles.
I find it intriguing that moonstone is connected to lunar cycles.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any scientific basis to that?
Mm.
Or is it more about symbolism?
Well, from a scientific perspective,
Okay.
there's no proven link between moonstone and lunar cycles
Okay.
or hormonal regulation.
Yeah.
However, the symbolism is powerful. The moon has long been associated with the feminine principle
No.
and the ebb and flow of nature.
Hmm.
So it's not surprising that a crystal named after the moon would be connected to those concepts.
That's a great point. Sometimes the symbolism and the stories we attach to objects
Yeah,
can be just as powerful as any physical properties they might have.
absolutely.
Speaking of attracting abundance, our next crystal citrine is often called the merchant stone.
Oh,
I've heard people use it for attracting wealth and success in their businesses.
right.
Have you come across that as well?
Yes, citrine is often used in feng shui
Uh-huh.
and other practices focused on attracting wealth and prosperity.
Okay.
It's believed to activate the solar plexus chakra,
Interesting.
which is thought to govern personal power and manifestation.
Okay, so citrine is all about that go-getter energy,
Yeah.
helping to boost confidence and attract success. Now, for those of us who might need a bit more calm and tranquility in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
there's amethyst,
Oh, yeah.
It's known for its soothing properties and is often used in meditation and spiritual practices. What do you think it is about amethyst that makes it so conducive to meditation?
Amethyst is often linked to the crown chakra,
Mm.
which is believed to govern spiritual awareness and connection.
Okay.
Many believe it enhances intuition and promotes self-awareness, making it popular for meditation and promoting a sense of peace.
That's interesting. So by working with amethyst, you're essentially trying to tap into that higher level of consciousness and
Right.
connect with a deeper sense of yourself. Now, I know we still have a few more crystals to cover,
Okay.
but I think we should pause here and pick up the rest of our exploration in the next part of this deep dive.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into crystals and their connection to the divine feminine.
Yeah, we've already covered some fascinating ground exploring rose quartz, moonstone, citrine, and amethyst.
Definitely.
And each one had its own unique energy and symbolism,
Right.
which is what I find so captivating about this whole topic.
Yeah.
It's like each crystal holds a story, and by connecting with them, we're connecting with a deeper part of ourselves.
I agree.
But we still have 3 more crystals to explore.
Okay.
So let's jump right back in. The next one on our list is carnelian, which is known as the stone of motivation and courage.
Yes. Carnelian is that vibrant orange crystal
Yes.
that is believed to boost energy levels and encourage bold action.
Uh-huh.
Some people use it to overcome procrastination and tap into their creative potential.
Okay.
It's often associated with the sacral chakra,
Okay.
which is thought to govern creativity, passion, and vitality.
That's interesting. It's almost like having a fiery little cheerleader in your pocket,
Yeah.
pushing you to go after your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used to keep a carnelian on my desk at work during a really stressful time.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it was the crystal itself or just the act of focusing on something positive,
Yeah.
but it did seem to help me stay calmer and more focused.
Interesting.
Have you ever worked with carnelian in your own life?
I have. I find that its energy can be quite invigorating, especially when I'm feeling stuck or uninspired.
Uh-huh.
It's a good reminder to tap into my own inner strength and take action towards my goals.
I can see how that would be helpful.
Yeah,
Sometimes we all need a little extra push to get things moving.
absolutely.
Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about selenite,
Okay.
which is often described as a purification crystal.
Right.
The article highlights its ability to clear negative energy
Mm-hmm.
and promote a sense of peace and clarity. What are your thoughts on that?
Selenite is a fascinating crystal.
Yeah.
It's often used to cleanse other crystals
Right.
and is believed to create a sense of tranquility in a space.
Good, interesting.
Some believe it can clear negative energy from a person's aura as well.
Huh.
It's known for its high vibrational energy, which is thought to dispel negativity.
So if someone is feeling overwhelmed or surrounded by negativity,
Yeah.
would you say selenite might be a helpful crystal to have around?
It certainly could be.
Okay.
The intention behind using a crystal is important. And if you're seeking a sense of peace and clarity,
Yeah.
selenite might resonate with those intentions.
Okay.
It's a beautiful crystal that many people find calming and uplifting.
I love that. And finally, we come to labradorite,
Oh, yeah.
which is described as the stone of transformation,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
It's definitely one of the most visually striking crystals
Yeah.
with its iridescent play of colors.
Yeah.
What is it about labradorite that makes it so special?
Labradorite is known for its mystical qualities and is often associated with magic and intuition.
Oh,
Some believe it can enhance spiritual awareness and help people connect with their higher selves.
wow.
It's also said to help with communication and self-expression.
It's almost like holding a piece of the night sky in your hand.
Yeah.
Those flashes of blue, green, and gold are so captivating.
Right.
Do you think there's any truth to the idea that it can enhance intuition? Or is it more about the symbolism?
Well, like many beliefs about crystals,
Yeah.
there's no scientific evidence to support the claim that labradorite enhances intuition.
Okay. However, it's been associated with magic and mysticism for centuries,
Right.
and many people find that it helps them tap into their inner wisdom.
Uh-huh.
It's a powerful reminder that there's more to the world than what we can see and touch.
I find that idea very compelling.
Yeah.
And, as we've been discussing these crystals,
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about the concept of divine feminine energy that the article mentions.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's a complex concept with different interpretations,
Uh-huh.
but at its core,
Yeah.
it speaks to the inherent power and wisdom within women.
Okay.
Qualities like intuition, creativity, and nurturing energy have often been undervalued in patriarchal societies.
Right.
And this concept seeks to reclaim and celebrate those qualities.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it seems like these crystals are seen as tools for helping women tap into and embrace those qualities. Do you think there's a risk of people relying solely on crystals
Yeah.
instead of seeking professional help when needed? That's a good point. While crystals can be helpful tools for personal growth and empowerment,
Right.
they should never be seen as a substitute for professional medical or mental health care.
Okay.
It's important to remember that they are complementary practices and not a cure-all.
I completely agree. It's about finding a balance and using these tools responsibly.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
hmm
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you were to choose one of these crystals to work with,
hmm
which one would it be and why?
That's a great question. It's hard to choose just one,
Yeah.
but I think I'm most drawn to labradorite,
Really?
perhaps because of its mystical qualities and connection to intuition and transformation.
Okay.
I find its energy very inspiring and uplifting.
I can definitely see that. Such a beautiful and enigmatic crystal.
It is.
Personally, I'm feeling drawn to carnelian.
Oh, cool.
Maybe it's because I could use a little extra motivation and courage right now.
Right.
I love the idea of having that fiery energy to help me push through challenges and pursue my passions.
I think that's a wonderful choice. Carnelian is a great crystal for anyone who wants to tap into their inner strength and take action towards their goals.
Yeah.
And remember, the most important thing is to choose a crystal that resonates with you and your intentions.
Absolutely. This has been such an enlightening conversation.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered a lot of ground,
Oh,
exploring 7 different crystals and their potential connection to the divine feminine.
definitely.
But our journey isn't over yet.
Right.
Stay tuned for part 3,
Okay.
where we'll wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts
Yeah.
and a thought-provoking question to leave you pondering. See you there.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into crystals and the divine feminine. It's been a fascinating exploration, hasn't it?
It really has. We've covered so much ground. From the heart-opening energy of rose quartz to the mystical allure of labradorite. It's amazing how each crystal holds its own unique energy and symbolism. I agree. And what stood out to me is how these crystals can act as a bridge to something deeper within ourselves. It's like they're tapping into this ancient wisdom and helping us connect with qualities that have sometimes been overlooked or undervalued.
That's a beautiful way to put it, and I think it speaks to the power of symbolism and the stories we attach to objects. Crystals have been used for centuries in various cultures for healing, protection, and spiritual practices. They hold a certain mystique that continues to fascinate us today.
Absolutely. And this idea of the divine feminine, which we've touched upon throughout this deep dive, is a powerful concept in itself. It's about reclaiming and celebrating those qualities that are often associated with femininity, intuition, creativity, nurturing energy, and a connection to nature.
Exactly. And while these qualities are often attributed to women, I think it's important to note that they are not exclusive to any gender. We all have both masculine and feminine energies within us, and it's about finding a...
That's a really important point. It's not about creating a division between genders, but about recognizing and honoring the full spectrum of human experience. And it seems like these crystals can be helpful tools for anyone, regardless of gender, who wants to connect with those aspects of themselves that might have been suppressed or neglected.
I agree. And I think it's important to approach these practices with an open mind and a sense of curiosity. If you're drawn to crystals and their potential benefits, explore them, experiment with them, and see what resonates with you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder. If you were to choose one of these 7 crystals to work with, which one would it be and why? What speaks to you the most?
That's a wonderful question to reflect on. What calls to you? The gentle love of rose quartz, the intuitive whispers of moonstone, the fiery energy of carnelian, or the transformative magic of labradorite? Each crystal holds a unique vibration and potential. The choice is yours.
And remember, this deep dive has just scratched the surface. There's a whole world of crystals and gemstones out there waiting to be explored. If you're intrigued, I encourage you to continue your own research and see where this journey takes you.
Trust your intuition, embrace your curiosity, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Thank you for joining us on this fascinating deep dive into the world of crystals and the divine feminine. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and that it has sparked your own curiosity to explore further. Until next time.